Hey everybody, it's Liz. Welcome back to my channel. I have for you today another Halloween project. Are you guys sick of them already? I hope not. Today's project is actually a really cute little home decor piece that I created using this little tray here from Seven Gypsies. I have several of them in my stash. I picked them up on clearance many years ago. The one that I altered looks just like this, except it was black, but it's the same size, same compartments and everything. So I'm gonna jump right into the project and share with you how I altered it. So this is my little Halloween printer's tray, and I think it turned out really spooky cute. Mine was black already, but it was quite distressed, so I did give it another coat of black paint. I didn't want a really distressed look. So once I coated it with the black paint, I went over it with a sponge dauber and some metallic paint in gunmetal. And I like doing that because it creates like a really cool effect on the sides. I hope you're able to see that. Maybe the camera is picking that up. But it kind of gives it like a metallic sheen, a metallic look. And it's a form of distressing to me, and I really like it. So the rest of the tray is covered with paper. It is covered with paper on all sides, and then I distressed all of the edges with black soot, and then I went over the edges with that same gunmetal paint, and I really like that effect. So this is the back. It's also covered with paper. And then I went ahead and, started by adding the paper in each of the compartments. So in this large piece, there's a pattern paper in the background. And this collection, if you're wondering, is the same collection I've been using. I am trying to use up my stash of Wicked. It is by My Mind's Eye, and it's about maybe 4 or 5 years old. Okay, so once I adhered that piece of paper, I went and did some splattering. Hopefully you're able to see that in the background. And then I cut out 2 pieces. They're like little doilies, little miniature doilies. And there's one here, and then there's another one back here in a different design paper. Of course, most of it gets covered up. And then this piece here, I cut it out from one of the cut aparts, and it says All Hallows Eve. I have it popped up on foam to give it more dimension. I added a couple of little bats that I used my dies and some black cardstock to cut those out. And then I added this little banner. This is from an alley die, and then basically I topped it off with 2 little black bows on both sides. And then this cute little skeleton guy, he's in my stash. I've had him forever. I basically took him apart a little bit, like I took off his arm and then part of his legs. Now, 2 reasons. 1, he was too big for this little box. And then 2, I wanted to use the little bones in here. And I'll share that in just a second. So he's kind of like a little half skeleton that's kind of like, he's losing his bones because he's so old. So I have him there. I grunged him up with the same gunmetal paint, gave him googly eyes. I have him sitting down here in the little corner, and he's got his hand over one of these little cute white pumpkins that I've had in my stash forever. They came in different sizes, and I can't even remember where I grabbed them, you guys, so I don't know. But I did grunge them up a little bit with that same paint just to give them a little dirtier look. And then I die cut these cute little leaves from the pattern paper and added them to the tops of both of the little pumpkins, the little white pumpkins. And then I just used a lot of this Spanish moss that I've had in my stash as well. And I have it kind of just hot glued on there. I like the texture that it adds, plus I kind of like the creepy little vibe it gives to the printer's tray. So I really enjoy that. So, and then down here in these bottom compartments, again, I covered them with the paper. I did some splattering with acrylic paint. In this one, I added a couple of spider sequin bits. The other one's kind of hidden back there. And then this little dome is one of the, I want to say it's a Tim Holtz little vial, but I'm not 100% certain. It came with a little cork stopper, but basically I just wanted it to look like a little dome, if you will. I grunched it up using black acrylic paint, and then I added all the little bones that I took off this guy inside. So all the little bones are in there. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see all that, but they're in there kind of like a creepy display, like in a mad scientist lab, that kind of thing. And I have a little skull here that I also grunged up. I have this cute little mini bottle that I painted black. And then I added some hot glue to kind of give it like drips. And it's really dark, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that compartment. And then I sprinkled some cinnamon on it. The cinnamon kind of gives it like that rusty, dirty look. And then I went over it with some of that gunmetal paint. And then again, there's more Spanish moss. There's a cute little black flower for my stash, and I just dabbed the edges with that paint, the acrylic paint. I've got a cute little bat over here, another bat there, another one here. I just love using bats. I think they're so creepy and cute at the same time. In here, I have a die cut spooky tree that I cut out several times to give it dimension. I layered each of the die cut pieces on top of one another, and I adhered it to the back of the little tray. And then this one is kind of like a cemetery scene, so I've got one of the little gravestone miniatures that I picked up at Michael's, and then I cut out this little ghosty from one of my dies. I adhered him to the back of the tombstone to make it look like, the spirit is rising from the grave. And then again, more of that Spanish moss. I have this cute little spooky spider charm in the back. It's a Tim Holtz adornment charm that I painted black. And let's see, what else do I have in here? In the background, in the very, very back, there's a crescent moon die cut. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that because, the compartments are a little bit dark. This last compartment, I basically adhered the paper and then cut out this little poster that says Salem, and it's got like a little witch writing. And then I have that popped up on foam to give it a little more dimension. I added these cute little pumpkins from Tim Holtz pumpkin bits. I grunged them up just a tiny bit, and I added this tiny little broom. This is also from the miniature section at Michael's. Really cute. I got it last year, so I'm not sure if they have it this year, but it came in like a 4-pack of mini brooms. I did have to cut it just a tiny bit so that it could fit in the compartment. And then another black rose grunged up with the metallic paint, some more Spanish moss at the bottom. And I think that's it. I think I covered everything. So I love the way this looks. It is super cute. This is also for my swap partner. And I love it. So I hope she likes it as well. I try to keep it like it's busy, like there's enough detail, you know what I mean? But I didn't want to go like crazy and add a bunch of stuff on top or whatever, so that I'm able to package it without, like damaging, the bits that I add. So that is my cute little printer's tray. I hope you like it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'd love to hear what you think of it. So leave me a comment down below. Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll see you real soon. Bye, everybody.